Good morning. This is not my normal stream day. I know. But I am just making some art and just thought I'd hang out and chat. Hi, Marilyn. I know this is not my normal day, and my desk is a huge mess from yesterday's live stream, as you can tell, right? But I'm gonna have some coffee and thought I'm gonna craft a little. Thought I'd hang out. What are you up to today? Hi, Mary Lou. How are you? So I have some magazines. I think I'm going to work a little on my magazine journal. I was showing you guys yesterday in the live stream that I was going to start it. And then, you know what's so silly is I didn't even know. Hi, Curly. I didn't even remember that yesterday was the Creative Arts Collaboration video hop. And so after I had finished streaming yesterday, I was going to relax and make some dinner and do whatever. And then I realized, oh my God. So I ended up making that video. I don't know if you guys watched it. It's the gesso video, the gesso transfer. Oh, I'm never in the day. I should probably try to stream during the, well, it's early. It's like not even 9 o'clock here. You guys, I've been up since like 5. My partner had to go to work early. Isn't this cool? I don't know where I got it. I probably got it in the recycling. Hi, Elizabeth. I probably got it in the recycling, but it's really great. If you love Elizabeth Taylor, these are some really, and I also have a Paul Newman one. Isn't that cool? I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but it's pretty cool. I was working. Yes, you're right, Marilyn. I was working. Ooh, that sounds nice. You got back and you bought some vines for your trellises. I have this vine. You guys, everything in my yard grows crazy. Gosh, wasn't she gorgeous? Look how beautiful she is. Wasn't she? She was gorgeous, Elizabeth Taylor. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. I have this vine in my yard that's invasive, and you guys, it's like fighting. I don't know. Whoever lived here, whoever lived in this house before I did. Hi, Maria. Well, maybe I'll stream on Saturdays from now on. I don't know. You guys, my life is sort of like up in the air as far as like my days are not my own. I used to have my older daughter. She would be super helpful. And, she would do the to and from pickup thing from school or whatever. We would switch. So we would alternate. I'm going to clean up my desk. I've got such a mess going on here. These are all the magazines that I told you guys I was going through my magazines. Oh, look at this. I got this free. Anyway, so my days are not my own anymore, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I haven't figured it out. I didn't pay $1. I got it for free. This is a Chuck Close gallery book from like 1979. Like, gallery catalog. Isn't that cool? And if you don't know, Chuck Close is the guy that paints in like grids, like dots, like pixels kind of, right? Hi, Malia. You're at an event. It's slow. Brian and Lily are on a hayride. Oh, how fun. Okay, you know why? Okay, so I was going to lay down and go back to sleep. I've been up since 5. I went to bed. You guys, I'm a night owl. And when I stream, I find the weirdest things, but I just loved the cover of this. New light on Washington's Fort Necessity. I find the most weird random things, but I don't know. Some reason I liked it. So I was up until I'm a night owl. So after I, finally did all the stuff that I had to do, perfect for great time. Oh, good. I lay down, you guys, and my partner, I told you he got a new job, and it's like on the other side of the island, and our island is small, but you can only drive 35 miles an hour because of it. Anyway, whatever. So I got up with him at 5, and generally it's super easy and I can go right back to sleep. You guys, there was no going back to sleep for me. I tried. It was not happening no matter what I did. So I was like, okay, I'm up. And I made myself coffee and I made him all kinds of food before he left because he works for the whole day. And meaning like he won't be back until like 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. And guys, I'm like, I couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm like, okay, well, I might as well work on this journal. So that's why I'm up, And I didn't have to get up with him, but you know what? That's what I feel like. When I was the one working all these crazy hours with my job, he would always get up with me. He never complained, always get up with me. And, so I've like basically had like 3 hours of sleep. I sound like I've been out partying, but I wasn't. I was doing dishes and you've slept 2 hours? You have the flu, Marilyn? Oh no. Oh no. Mary Lou says she used to be a night owl, but lately she finds herself dozing at 9. I'm usually good. I'm usually like not, I usually don't have a lot of, I'm not how some people need a lot of sleep? I'm not necessarily one of those, but I don't know. I guess you know what? Who knows? I don't know. I still need to harvest these. I've got a bunch of projects. How many of you guys have like so many freaking projects that you can't even see straight? That is me. Okay. I have like too many. So yesterday in my live stream, I was showing you guys I was going to do this art journal. And then I realized I needed to do a video for that art hop, for the video hop, Love Summer Art Reboot, and part of the Creative Arts Collaboration. And if you guys aren't members over there, go join. It is like such a fun group of people. And there's some, there's some big crafters over there that have been in the art and craft world for a long time. And have lots and lots of subscribers, but they're people that just start out that have like hardly any subscribers. And I don't know. I like the group. I don't post a lot because I'm not great at Facebook anymore. I think honestly, Facebook kind of makes me upset. So I really don't I try not to participate too much on Facebook, but I just think like now it's all about money and ads and that sort of thing. Does anybody else feel that way? Or maybe it's just my own personal issue with Facebook, but I don't know. I don't like how mean people are. Not in the art groups, but well, sometimes in the art groups, or how critical people are of each other. It's like we've lost sight of the fact that we're all in this human race, and human is the key, right? If we were perfect, we'd be done. We'd be totally done. So I think I'm going to work a little bit in this journal. Hey, Laura. Okay, you guys, I missed Laura's birthday. I was streaming on the day, was I streaming on the day before your birthday, Laura? Or was I actually streaming on your birthday? And I didn't sing happy birthday. Not that my singing voice is so great this morning because I told you guys I've slept maybe I slept 3 hours, maybe 2, I don't know. So everybody wish Laura, the Jersey Crafter, happy birthday. You block everyone, Marilyn. It was the day before. Well, I missed it. So happy birthday to you, Laura. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Laura. Happy birthday to you and many more. Laura's the Jersey Crafter. You guys go over and join her channel. She's got a fun channel. I don't always get to watch live. Sometimes I get to watch live, but I'm on my phone and you guys, I have phone issues. Okay, we do. I got issues all around. You're sweet, Laura. So this morning I'm having my electrolyte drink, which I love. I got a new one. It's called Ultima. It has no sugar in it, but I have to tell you, I love it. Really, really, really good. I mean, it has like stevia or something. It tastes like lemonade. And I have my very cold, but still drinkable bulletproof coffee. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing keto. Hi, Elizabeth. What am I up to? I am going to work on my little journal and tell you some true confessions. Okay, you guys want some true? You guys want a morning of true confessions? It's morning here where I am. Laura's family sang to her on her live feed. It was awesome. I'll have to go back and watch it. Guys, I'm so behind. Okay. I didn't want to admit, I don't want to admit it, but let's just have some true confessions. My daughter, my oldest daughter that was living here with me, with her husband, while, they're before they were heading to China, and they're still not in China yet. They're in California because of what's going on in our whatever. I don't like to talk about politics and stuff like that, but whatever's going on, he's worked there for many years, as off and on, but they're having a difficult time getting their work visas this time, and it should have been like a 2-day process, and it wasn't. Okay, so the true confessions is, it was like having a second pair, like having another wife in my life. Like I could say I can't cook dinner tonight. I have to go do this. Can you cook dinner? I'll cook tomorrow. Or will you, go on the field trip and I'll go on the next one. And, the field trip with our 12-year-old. And without her here, it's all me. All me all the time. All of it. All of it. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, laundry, everything. It's ridiculous. So did any of you guys watch my little silly video of the gesso thing? Okay, I have to tell you about something that happened in regard to that. Okay, this technique is not new. It's been around forever. I learned it when I was in art school. You guys, I am 55 years old. I was in art school 35 years ago. I was in art school 35 years. So 35 years ago, I had this really cool art professor, mixed media artist. She was amazing. And she showed us how to do this. Mostly we did it on canvas. We did it on wood. I've done it on fabric and made a couple of quilts with it, like where you take old photographs and you do it. Now you can do it with a bunch of stuff. You can do it with acrylic paint. You can do it with gesso. You can do it with matte medium. But when you're in art school and you're super poor, you do it with the cheapest possible thing, right? And Laura says she gets it. Her daughter was an awesome help with your son, right? So, guys, I didn't think anything about it. And, this has happened to me once before when I made some soda can earrings. So I got this message from another YouTube artist that said, "Oh, you're doing my technique." Now, first of all, I'm not subscribed to this YouTube artist. I have never seen videos from this YouTube artist. Or if I have, it's been like, if you post in like a Facebook group or something like that, I don't, and I'm not spending my days like scouring YouTube to go, oh, let me copy someone's technique. Okay, I did this 35 years ago, or maybe even more, because I was, 18 in art school. We actually back then made our own gesso. Did you guys, any of you guys any of you guys ever like made your own gesso? When I was in school, art school, I didn't have a lot of money going to college. Anyway, and I lived in New York City and was broke. So I wrote the lady, I said, well, thank you for commenting. No, I haven't seen your video. I'll go look at it. People write you the weirdest thing. I'll have it. And of course I was going to go look at her videos because we're doing this collaboration, right? With creative arts collaboration, the Facebook group. You guys, you have to realize this morning, it was like, I was up at 5 a.m. So this was probably like 5 or 6 a.m. when she wrote this to me. I put my video up last night, and you don't know in this particular collaboration who's gonna join. It's just a hashtag collaboration. So it could be thousands of people. It could be tens of people, Anyway, I just said thank you and happy creating. And then she writes me back and says, oh no, I Googled it. And I wanted to know if this was a possibility. And I Googled it and, basically telling me, without saying it to me, she's basically telling me I plagiarized her technique. So had written to her in the first comment. I learned it when I was in art school from a teacher. I said, gesso's been around forever. As long as we've been painting on linen and canvas, figuring out how to keep your paints from absorbing into a porous situation or covering something so you can get coverage. Gesso's been around forever. So I mentioned this to my partner, and he goes, "No, I've done that technique in art school." I said, "Right?" And he's older than, well, no, maybe I'm older than him, but he's, anyway, similar. So I let it go. She wrote to me back this whole thing. So finally, I just put in the search bar, gesso magazine transfer. And up comes a woman who, now, you guys, I didn't YouTube it or Google it before. This is something I've done years ago. I actually did it in a live with Maridel Abrams a couple Fridays ago, and I was thinking about what I want to put on the front of this art journal. And you guys know I'm going through my magazine images, whatever. There's a lady who put up a video from Ranger Ink 6 years ago about gesso image transfer. Because, here this lady basically is telling me, in so many kind words, I've plagiarized her technique. It's her technique, whatever. And I wrote her back and I said, I've done it on wood. Don't you remember when you do this hideous decoupage crap that we used to do in the 80s, 70s and 80s? I've done it on wood. I made plaques for my parents out of old black and white photographs, the kind that have like really thin paper on the back. You'd wash the paper off and you do the same thing. You could do it with old black and whites. I don't know if you can do it with Polaroids. I never tried that because of the chemicals, but you can do it with Xeroxes. You can do it with magazines. You can do it with newspaper. You can do it with the same technique, photographs. You can do it on metal. You can do it on wood. You can do it on fabric. You can do it on, I've done it on masking tape. I've done it on, you can do it on glass. On glass, you wouldn't use gesso. You can do it like with an alcohol transfer. I've done it that way. Anyway, I find this, so I write the lady back and I said, "Thank you so much for taking the time to continuously comment on my video," or something like that. I said, "I've done this technique for a long time." I said, "Yeah, it's a really affordable way. Doing with acrylic paint or gesso is a really affordable way to do an image transfer for those of us that are budget friendly, budget minded." And then I linked. I said, "Oh, by the way, I just looked this up on YouTube," and I linked the Ranger Ink video in there. That's 6 years old because. You know what, you guys? YouTube is free. I don't know why people, and if I know this for my own self, nothing, absolutely nothing is new. I mean, maybe technology-wise, but nothing else. Yeah, so Laura's saying the stool she sits on is done in a similar technique your friend made it 15 years ago. Okay, yeah, right? Hi, Mitz. Okay, so this is all I'm saying to you guys. I do not, if you want to do anything that I do, I'm not looking for you to go, "I saw that on Crafting Mamas." You guys, I don't care. I'm not here. I'm not here like that. I'm here to for my own self. Like, I'm not here to like, and I just share with you what I do because mine's probably weird and random and whatever, but So that was my morning. And I was just like, whatever. And I was just like, seriously. Like, somebody told me, okay, this is the other thing that somebody told me. Now, this is the other best thing. Now, do you guys know who Miriam Moss is? She's a very, very talented artist. And she has like, she has classes and different things. I don't know her personally. I've never met her. But I think she's incredibly talented. And I read in somebody else's comments, not on my video, on somebody else's, somebody else was saying like, this is how they came to be inspired to, I'm using a kitchen sponge for anybody asking, with a little water on it. And what I've done was I took some gesso and put it down, and then I put this image reverse, like the image I wanted, and then I let it dry, and now I'm rubbing the back of the paper off so that the champagne bottle stays on. If somebody's asked, wasn't here for yesterday or the day before. So somebody wrote in, this woman, and this woman was very humble, very sweet, and I don't even know who she is, but you know how you get some sort of recommended videos, and sometimes I just like go with whatever comes up the recommended video. It may not even be anybody I've ever heard of. So this lady's like basically giving her like, this is how I started making junk journals, right? Or how I became a junk. I think she calls herself a junk journal artist. Anyway, she says, um, that she was a scrapbook artist and she does all these things, and then her daughter turned her on to Pinterest, and then she got lost in Pinterest. It's something funny. She says something comical like, I got lost in Pinterest and 48 hours woke up. Like she was pinning for so long. You should do them, Elizabeth. They're really super fun. And she was like, I can totally relate to getting lost in Pinterest. Pinterest to me is like, ADD crack, like you're like, oh my God, I'm sunk into it. And, she says, and then from Pinterest, I saw this, and then I did that. And then I started making these smash. She'd always bought her smash books, and she started making them. And Chrissy said, that's why she's glad she's a mandala artist. The people that started mandalas kicked the bucket a few thousand years ago, and you're in the clear. Yes, Christy. Anyway, so this person comments something, like instead of saying, oh, thanks for sharing your story, it's really inspiring. And the lady was hilarious. Like she's telling how she gets lost down the rabbit hole to Pinterest. And she realized she had too many scrapbooking supplies. Her husband and her had an intervention, all this stuff. And then she bought herself a Zutter, bind it all, and figured she'd make her own. She invested in that, and she made her own smash books. And, anyway, she showed all these journals that she was written in over the years. And, she was just so humble, and she makes really beautiful journals, really, really beautiful journals. In fact, if I can figure out her name, if I can go back and look in my history, I'll tell you guys the next time, because she was just hilarious. It was such a sweet story. But somebody writes in the comment, now I think Marianne Moss is an incredibly talented artist. Don't get me wrong. But I think if you talk to Marianne Moss, she would say too, this person goes, such and such Marianne Moss, the founder of junk journaling. I just was like, no. Marianne Moss is not the founder of junk journaling. There's a really famous artist named Max Ernst, and he actually created this book called the Collage Book, or where he took books apart and put them together. And you guys, he's, I think he was like maybe one that brought it into like making it like profitable, like art books that you would collect in a museum. But no, there's so many. You guys, think about it. Probably the first junk journal is what? Probably something back like in the Middle Ages when people like wrote on something and kept it, or like the same way. I told you I was making a cookbook with my daughter, and just doing the history of cookbooks, where we had to she had to research the history of cookbooks, because that was part of the thing of when she was making her own cookbook, was knowing where it came from. The origin of the cookbook is like thousands and thousands of years old. Like, they obviously probably when the first people were ever here, because they saved the recipes that whoever they were cooking for enjoyed, right? So all I can say is, girls, please, if you have a tendency to like want to do anything I do, no, you don't have to mention me at all. You don't have to say I learned, I was inspired. You don't have to do, it's your thing. There's no new art. Maybe there is in digital art, but not in 3D art, not in 2D, 3D art. Elizabeth says, I love you, Elle. I'm pretty sure that I'm the one that came up with the junk journal idea. Just saying. You guys, I felt so bad for this lady. Like, I don't even know her, but I was like, oh my God. I was like, and this is freaking YouTube. Okay, so let's just say something. I'm 55 effing years old. I have been doing art my whole life. I didn't just start because I've had a YouTube channel for a couple of years. You know what I mean? It's like, hello? People have lives. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. I was like, seriously? And then, you know what? After all that, I was like, why did I even participate? Because this is just bullshit. Like, I would never, if I don't have something positive to say about somebody's stuff, I don't say nothing. I don't say anything. Well, I am loving this, though. So, look. This was, I thought, a beautiful image of a girl. The other side had some writing on it, so I just cut it off. And this is a champagne bottle. These are just some numbers, but I think that I am liking this. This one came out better, I think, because I let it dry a lot longer. Some people have nothing better to do. Yeah, but you know, the really stupid thing, Marilyn says block them. Oh my God. No one owns gluing. You're in the clear. Oh my God. Seriously. Seriously. I think we invented glue books when we were in the first grade and we glued everything. Right? I love them too. So I hope she likes it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on some pages in here. You guys, this was an Oprah magazine. Because I have so many magazines, I've got to let go of, I have to. I mean, I'm trying to harvest them. And so I had this idea, and I know this is going to sound so silly and so stupid, but I had this idea that if I just clean out all my space and everything, that my house will come. You know, the house that I want to buy will like materialize in my world, right? So I think I'm going to put these letters over here. I don't know yet. I haven't quite decided, but you know, this is that campaign by, I don't know. You've seen it in all the magazines. It says love, and in the center is like some diamond or a piece of jewelry for the E, and I don't know who, because I don't know whose campaign it is. I'm thinking about gluing that down on top. I might paint on it a little bit more because it needs some color. What did he say? Hi, Denise. You might be going to jail for lurking. Sherry, I agree. Sherry says, my experience is that people are ruder and are not taught common sense anymore. Lots to think about. Lots. And they think it's all about him. Oh my God, Sherry, you're right. And they think it's all about them. Okay, so you guys want to laugh. So I'm talking to my hottie at 5 o'clock this morning because he's like leaving. He has to leave our house like at 6. And you guys, I'm blurry eyed. I stayed up till like, what was I watching? Oh my God, I was watching something really good. See, that's the problem, is that I'll find like something I haven't seen, and I love like suspenseful movies, not scary movies, but suspenseful movies. And I was like in it, you know. And so anyway, and you guys, we ate dinner really late last night. No hablo German. Oh my God. Christy, you can see if it has a schnitzel. It's in German, girl. No habla German. Oh my God. Malia says, I really do think of ideas and I don't tell anyone. And then they're popping up all over the internet before I can actually do anything about it. Oh, Malia, I have the same thing. No hablo German. I love you guys. That is the best. That is the best. You know what? I agree with you. It happens to me all the time. I'll be like thinking about, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm planning like what I'm going to do. Like I find something in my stash. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this and this and this. And then next thing you know, I agree. It happens. I think it's that collective thought process. Just one more minute episode. Next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. I know, Sherry. Okay, that's my problem. Okay. And the other thing is this, is that at night when everybody's finally like home and I don't have to like, nobody's going to disturb me. I can just like, you know, get a really cozy blanket and get in the groove of what I'm watching. So yeah, I'm there. And then the next thing you know, you're right. It is like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and you're just like, what the hell? Yeah, the 5 o'clock in the morning thing. Okay, so I love my hottie. He's not here, so he can't hear me complain. But I can vent to you guys because you guys aren't going to tell anybody, right? You guys keep my secrets. I told you it was like, this is going to be pure, like, passionate out here. I love him, but he is like Mr. Magoo, okay? And I don't mean that in a negative way, but I'm saying he's like Mr. Magoo, like, he like is always searching for something that he's lost. Like always. And he'll have just had it. And I can't say anything because I do that too. But the difference is I don't engage him to help me find it. Well, I guess I can't say that's totally true, but not very often. So yesterday, he's had 2 days off. Okay, one of his days, he had to go to a work meeting, which I hate. Don't anybody criticize me for my jar of paintbrushes, okay? Don't anybody criticize me. These are not real. They're not real hairbrushes, so they're just synthetic, so they're fine. And you know what I do sometimes, you guys? How many of you guys do this? So Murphy's oil soap like really works on just about everything. So you could soak your brushes in Murphy's oil soap. If they're, I haven't done it with real hairbrushes. These are synthetic hairbrushes, and then everything comes off. So anyway, so back to my Mr. Magoo. So he's always looking for something, always looking for something. So last night he had two. Are they good and dirty? Yes, Christy, they are. They're good and dirty. Because I paint all day. I mean, I may not be on YouTube, but I have stuff I'm doing all day long. Don't you guys? I've got like all kinds of stuff I do. Anyway, I said to him yesterday, he had 2 days off. So his first day, he had a work meeting. And I was like, seriously? I was like, why couldn't they have scheduled on a day you're working? Because he had to be at work at like, I don't know. He had to be at that job. I don't know, some crazy hour in the morning. Just for this work meeting. Which means that I had to get up and help him find his stuff, right? So he's had 2 days off. So this is what I said to him. I said, why don't you, I said this to him yesterday because he's had 2 days off in a row. I said, why don't you, I don't know if I want to splatter some on her face. I said, why don't you get all your stuff together? Because today's his long day. You guys, everybody works 2 jobs here. It's that expensive. Now you're too busy watching live streams. I know. How's it a day after going to work meeting? It isn't. And you don't even think. Okay, so I was just like saying to him, yeah, you put something down and you turn around and you have to go look for it. Oh my God, that was me yesterday. I was like, I'm sitting in this chair. I have not moved. Where in the hell did it go? Yes, that happens to me all the time. Anyway, so I said to him, why don't you get all your stuff together? I said, that would be super good, right? I said, get it all together. And I said, and if you want me to help you, like, wash anything or do anything, just let me know, you know? And in other words, I'm hinting, put your damn laundry on, right? Because I told you he has to wear, like, different things to different jobs. So I had washed, and my only rule about doing laundry is that it has to be in the laundry area. Like, I'm not going to go search on your side of the bed. I'm not going to go search for it, right? I'm not going to go search for your laundry. I'm not doing it. I don't do it for anyone, not even my 12-year-old. If your laundry's not in the area, I don't put it on. That's just how it goes because I'm not, there's only so much. I've been doing this too long. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So didn't I tell you guys that he got this job and they gave him a woman's shirt because they were out of uniform? So I tell you guys that? I don't know. Oh, Magoo looking under the junk journal harvest. Oh my God. He never says anything about my mess. Well, my mess is contained in my area, but he never says anything. Or Elizabeth says, or me. I'm too busy swiping ideas. No, that's me. I'm like on YouTube all day and night. I'm on YouTube day and night. I'm like going, let me, with my few people, let me just go and watch all these videos, and then I'm gonna just. Because I never said these are my ideas. I didn't say that. I didn't even say anything. I just said this is what I'm doing. It wasn't even like, because I was so freaking tired. I didn't even like. It wasn't even thought. So this morning, so I said, I kindly, these are Reader's Digest pages, and they really work good. They're not good for much in a junk journal, but they really work good if you want to use them in bits and pieces of collage. That's what I did a lot of the transfers on. I just want to use this paint up. So anyway, so I made the mention to him yesterday. So the day before, I had done like, I don't know, maybe 3 loads of laundry. We're like a family. They all work all these jobs where you work around. They both, my daughter and he both work in restaurants. So they come home. I put their clothes generally right in the wash because the smell of whatever they're cooking is too much. So for me, not for them. I guess they're around it. They don't even notice. It's like so ridiculous. So I didn't say anything to him. So I assumed, okay, he and my 12-year-old watched some Captain Marvel movie. I told you guys we went shopping and bought him some new clothes for his new job that he starts this week, or he starts training this week. And then I told you And then he went off and did his other things, like whatever he does. I wasn't with him. No, I didn't want, I was live streaming or what. I don't even know what I was doing. Maybe, yeah, I would think it was probably live streaming. So this morning at 5 a.m., 5 freaking a.m., first of all, we have no hot water. So he was complaining about that. He was like, no hot water. I said, look, sorry, I'm not going to control it because our house is on solar panels. And it wasn't so sunny yesterday. So I was like, I'm sorry. And then, so he's like, I hear him in there. But I get up and I made sure that I had made enough dinner last night. So I had already packed him lunch today. And I was getting up to make him breakfast, right? And he goes, he's slow. You guys in the morning, what takes you or me 15 minutes? You would think for how long it takes him to get ready that he would be like products and everything. No, I don't know what he does. We marvel. My girls and I marvel. We're like, we've never met a guy that takes so long to get ready. I mean, seriously. And, we're like marveling. But he doesn't have any products. So we're just like, what's going on here? He goes, have you seen my shirt? And I'm like, what shirt? And he's like, this name is restaurant. I'm like, no, I haven't seen your shirt. I said, I did all the laundry, but it's like 5 in the morning. 5, maybe by this point it's like 5:30. I'm like, no, I said, I did all the laundry. And I said, I just pulled this load out late last night and I had it on the couch to fold it up. I said, it's not in here. I said, so it has to be in your drawers. I mean, I said, all your laundry's gone from here, so I assume you picked it up and put it in your drawers. And now that's the other thing I don't do. Your husband takes longer than you to get ready? Oh my God, mine does too. I don't know what the hell he does. You guys, he doesn't even have any hair. I shaved all his hair. He likes his hair like a crew cut, because if it's not like a crew cut, he's got that kind of hair like, oh my gosh, what's the guy's name from Monk? Tony Shalhoub. You know how his hair is? That's how my hottie's hair is. Is Romeo home with you for the summer? Yeah, Romeo's probably home with you for the summer, right? You get up at 4:30 every day? Yeah, but do you go to bed at 2 a.m., Laura? I mean, I get up at 6 most days, but, Anyway, so I'm like, and my daughter's here. My 21-year-old daughter's here. Usually she hangs out at her boyfriend's house, but he's got company staying at his house, so they're at our house. So like, I can't, I'm thinking, he says to me, well, maybe, because it's a black shirt, he's like, maybe she picked it up and put it in her laundry. And I'm like, I'm not walking into her room to look through her laundry for your freaking shirt. You had all day yesterday. Like I even said to him at some point in midday, I said, make sure that you have all your uniforms, Anyway, finally, he finds it in his stuff on his side of the bed. So I wake my littlest daughter up because she's the one that helped me put away all the laundry. And I said to her, did you see it? She goes, I don't even know what it looks like. I know exactly, right? And I was like, well, anyway, he found it. He got him, you guys, I don't know. I was like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning and this is ridiculous. This is where my head's going. My head's like, it's freaking 5 and I don't know where your shizzle is. I did not mess with your shizzle. I don't know where your shizzle is. Only you know where your shizzle is, right? Guys, I love this concentric circle stamp. Poor Carla Caged Fish. She was like, she's the person that turned me onto it. I even have some handmade ones that she made. And they're even more fabulous. But I don't have them over here. They're in my room. Christy says, that is strange. I have hair halfway down my back, and it still takes a gladiator longer to get ready. What is up with that? I know. Okay, so I shaved his head. Okay, he does not like this. His hair starts to get curlier and curlier and curlier and curlier and curlier, and then it actually becomes like an afro, right? And they tease him at work and stuff like that. But when you're in food service, he likes his hair short anyway, but when you're in food service, that you don't need any extra stuff. So I shaved his head with one of those. He used to go to the barber, and then finally he bought one of those things, right? And I I just shaved his head a few days ago, so I don't know. I mean, he has a little hair, but whatever, like an inch, like spiked up hair. I don't know what he does. I honestly, he doesn't have products. He doesn't have, I mean, regular products, shampoo and conditioner and that sort of thing. You guys, I don't know. I cannot tell you. I'm liking how it's looking so far. I cannot tell you what he does. Laura says Romeo does laundry for work, one outfit at a time, 5 a.m. daily. I'm like, why don't you do it all at once? I would do it for him, but it's been his system for 22 years. Hey, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I totally sucks when you lose your shizzle. Man, I was just like, I was just like over it. I couldn't even do it. Elizabeth's Hottie has the product, the cologne, and the whole shebang. Oh no, mine doesn't. I love this page too. It's going to be the front of my art journal. I think I am going to put the love on it, but I might paint some more on it. But I may go ahead and work inside. You guys, so this was my idea. I'm going to work on this journal, and hopefully it'll come out. And if it doesn't, it won't be the end of the world. Do you ever invest a lot of time in stuff that it doesn't come out, and you're just like, why did I do that? But I'm hoping what I'm going to do is I'm going to, make a whole bunch of different pages in it, and then make art on one page, and then maybe put a recipe on one page. So I told you guys that. Did I tell you guys that my 21-year-old, she went to massage school and she's getting ready to take her test, her massage licensing test. And then she wants to buy a condo, which I'm super excited for her about. So I have a feeling, and she's the one of my kids that does not cook. And so I think that I'm going to make this for her. It's sort of like a happy graduation. And, I'm not going to give it to her until she passes her test. It's like a little yeah, you did it, right? And she may not like it at first. She may think it's totally stupid, but I think over the years, as the years go on, she'll appreciate it, especially if I put recipes in it, because she is the one out of all my kids. She was never interested in cooking. Now, what she says to her boyfriend, well, my mom never taught me to cook. I'm like, not true. You were just never interested. So that's my goal. Isn't it a cool gift? I think so. Hi, Patricia. And Christy, it's a product his brother uses. It's a vacuum that cuts your hair. You hook it up to your vacuum. What? Who does that? Oh, you know what they were called? You guys are way too young. They were called a Flowbee. That's what they were called. Yes, they had clippers, and then they would vacuum and cut your hair. Didn't you guys see those? Those were on TV. Was that the 80s? The Flowbee? Or the 70s? The hair vacuum has a name. It's called a Flowbee. Guys, I'm old. How many of you guys are anywhere near my age? Have heard of a Flowbee? That has a Flowbee. Oh my God. So that's what I'm going to give her. She may not appreciate it so much, but I think she will eventually. One day she'll appreciate it. Maybe not now, but one day. Yes, the hair vacuum has a name. Yes, Romeo has the Flowbee. He used it all last year. Oh my God. Laura, I'm more in love with him all the time. I love your stories. You guys, my hottie's so sweet. He's such a good sport. Oh, hey, let me tell you. Did I tell you if I've told you these guys past your age by 5 years, Sherry? So you've heard of Flowbee, right? So let me tell you the story of Hottie and the woman's shirt. Okay, you ready? I'm glad. And you don't have a Hottie to drive you. Elizabeth, he's so great, though. He really is. You guys, he cooked me the best steaks last night. Oh, my God. He is he bought himself a grill, and he makes really good steaks. He made me the best steaks. I made the rest of the stuff. I made, this Asian-inspired coleslaw. It was, with sesame oil and cilantro, and I made it really spicy. I put sriracha in it. It was so good. And then I made Brussels sprouts and bacon. For those of you that don't know, I'm on a keto diet. He's 60. He's older than you. Hey, older is better. So yeah, CF Floby. Oh my God. My partner's the blessing in my life. You guys, he makes me laugh all the time. Okay, so when you move to a place like this, if I've said this, told you guys this before, just say you're repeating yourself, because my kids say that drives them the most crazy about me, is that I repeat myself and then they go, "You've already told us this." So everybody has to work 2 jobs here, pretty much. It's just super expensive. But if you want to get ahead, and this year's been sort of like a little harder for us because of my daughter and all her medical things that we've had. We take her to this guy that's amazing, but it costs a fortune, and he's really really helped her spine. Anyway, so and I used to have a corporate job outside of our house, but a few years ago, I just let it go. It was just like, so now I just work from home, and I do painting commissions. I do all kinds of stuff. I do readings. I do just different things that sort of fit in with my life. So we want to buy a house. Okay, so we should have bought one several years ago, but we didn't. And houses here are ridiculously expensive. And when I tell you ridiculously expensive, just Google Maui real estate and you'll see. Like a tear down's $500,000. So your your partner got carded? Oh my God, that's awesome. That is so awesome. So he worked it out in his head that he wanted to get a morning job, a second job, because he works at a really fancy restaurant. You guys, he's a really amazing artist, and he sells his artwork. He just doesn't make it so much anymore right now. It ebbs and flows with him, and he's really good. I have to look for some time. I'll look for some. I don't have anything hanging in this house anymore because when we moved off the island for like 6 months with my job, and he sold everything, and then we've lived in this house 4 years, and he hasn't painted any painting for the wall here. So he goes to this job, and it's like a morning restaurant. It's open from like 6 a.m. to 1 o'clock, and that's it. So it kind of works out perfect with his other job, with his mainstay restaurant. So he's training, and they give him a shirt. Okay, guys, the shirt is this color. Remember I told you he has this affinity for drawing like vibrant orange to himself? The shirt's this color, and you guys, it is a woman's medium. Okay, you see how thin he is, but he had moobs in this shirt. Okay, moobs, totally moobs. Maybe they just needed to scan so he could buy. Though he is totally handsome and young looking to me. Oh, Elizabeth, I love you. Yes. So you guys, he's got the best sense of humor. He didn't what is he going to do? This is like a brand new job. And first of all, they weren't even hiring when he went in. He just went in and they looked at his resume and they were like, okay, we need this guy. You guys, it's very hard. The workforce here is really hard right now because of the cost of living and because of Airbnb. There are really no long-term rentals. And so people they need people to work. So I think they were probably like, if we don't take him, and he only wanted to work a couple days a week. He said, look, I'll work 3 days a week. He just wanted a job that was just the morning. And so, you guys, he rocked this orange shirt. He rocked this orange shirt for like 4 days or 5 days. They were out of shirts. I guess they sell their shirts, and I guess they had a big run on them or whatever, and they had ordered some. They hadn't come in yet. So I said to him, I think that they just did that to you to see how you'd react. And he goes, well, maybe. He goes, well, what was I going to do? He goes, I want to work there. He goes, I want that job. He said, it's a good job. He said, it's really hard to find a job that'll fit with your other schedule. Meaning, like, if you have a good nighttime serving position, it's hard to find a job that'll fit your day, a daytime one that'll be like, that'll match, so you can work morning. You can do the same shifts, same days. I so he tries it on for me one day, and I had been watching it, but I wasn't paying attention. He tries it on for me one day. I'm like, we have to. I said, take that off. We need to stretch it out. You guys, he had moves. He did, well, okay, pecs, but he had. I told him, I said, you have man boobs, man. And he was like laughing. He goes, I do. We laughed so hard. So one of the guys felt so bad for him. He came in like because he's still waiting for the shipment of uniforms. One of the guys came in and goes, hey man, I washed this shirt. You can have it. And then gave him this one, and of course it's like an extra large or something, black shirt. So he went from wearing a woman's made, and the funny thing is they were like, that's a woman's shirt. Like they told him that, and he was like, well, this is what they gave me. Like he's like, what am I gonna do? That's a woman's shirt. And I said, well, maybe that's why you got such good tips. And he was like, maybe. And you guys, fluorescent orange. It was ridiculous. I don't know if I have a picture of a minute, but if I do, I'll show you guys so you can laugh. I was like, how does this happen? Oh, you know what? He's a good sport. That's all I can say. He's a really good sport. He was such a good sport. He did not, you guys, he didn't say anything. He was such a good sport. So he got a different nighttime serving job. And I think what he's going to do is keep the job he has now, like the one that he works at in the main restaurant he's been working at for about the past year. He's going to keep that on the 2 days he's not working at that early morning job, because the day shifts over there are like, and then he's going to keep his 2 days off. So I said, I think that's the best idea. I said, you definitely need to keep your 2 days off if you can. You know what? I've kind of like stopped telling him anything because, he's like on a mission. He's on a mission. So, and our relationship has sort of ebbed and flowed that way. Like there was a long time where I was the one making the most money in our relationship. And at that point, we had 3 kids in college. Can I tell you how broke we were over that? Oh, that was ridiculous. That one was ridiculous. 3 kids in college, and you don't have to tape yours down, but I'm going to tape it from the cover because I've torn out so many pages that I don't know. And I wasn't planning on making an art journal with it when I was harvesting the pages. I was just taking out the things that I liked for to glue them into to my glue book. Who invented the glue book? Was it you, Elizabeth, you said? Oh my God. Seriously. So that was my day at 5 a.m. I did get up and I usually make like this big, huge frittata in the morning because I make it for like 3 or 4 of us, whoever wants to eat it. This morning, you guys, I was not in the mood. I made him some scrambled eggs, bacon, and I made him a big green salad, like a big arugula salad. And that's what I made him I made him that for breakfast, and then he took leftover steak and Brussels sprouts for lunch. There was no coleslaw left. Everybody ate it all. You guys, I thought I made a ton. Like coleslaw is one of those things, either you love it or you hate it, right? But I made it so spicy, I did not think my kids would eat it, but they did. I made it really spicy. I was into the spice. I was into the spicy spice. You think every book you have is essentially a glue book? Why is that? No, Laura, do you think all those? I don't think so. There are, some of them are, I think they're art journals. And you know, a glue book can be an art journal. Or they're collage books. I don't think that they're all. I don't think that everything that you have is a glue book. I think that you enjoy gluing. I enjoy gluing. Because I've been going to town on my glue book, trying to be inspired by Aunt Beck, who told us to finish 5 projects in 5 days. You guys, I can't even do it. I have like so many things. You don't have a glue book, Elizabeth? Oh, Denise created the glue book. One of you guys did, didn't you? You have noisy boats going by. Oh, you guys are so funny. Well, this morning, that was the other thing. This morning, I was like, you know what? Okay, the one thing, if you ever come to my island, every island has their own energy. So I'm not saying this is true of all the other islands. But if you ever come to my island, people like big trucks. And you guys, there is really no place to drive really fast here. Very few places to drive even over 40. Why people get these huge gas guzzling trucks? No idea. Absolutely none. But they do. And it's ridiculous. And just trying to think what I want to put in here. I want to paint it. I have some tissue. What did I do with it? You guys, I've been taking things out of boxes, and I found this like decorative tissue that somebody sent me, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use it. And I brought it over here with me yesterday. Maybe I put it back in the box and took it in the other room. I don't know. Guys, this is why I don't know. Had some it was really cool decorative tissue. Well, I have this. I could use this. This is metallic tissue. One of my kids got a present wrapped in this, and I said, oh, don't throw it away. I'll use it in an art journal. Might be a little loud, but I think she'll appreciate it. I'll put it on the inside cover before I make my pocket. Maybe it's too loud. I don't know. Denise has a glue book. She created it. That's right, Denise. You created it. Oh my God. Can you imagine? You guys, I was lucky to even get the damn video up because I totally spaced out. This week was I am going to be completely spaced out all week. It was ridiculous. I was completely spaced out. Instead of doing like what I needed to do, I was like, you guys, I missed. Okay, so I was late twice to the babes' tutoring because I thought it was next week. I thought the teacher said she needed a week off and misunderstood her, so I had to run to tutoring. I told you guys that thing. I ran to tutoring, and then I thought the tutoring was done, but it wasn't done. It was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I was like totally in tutoring hell. And the little one was not happy because she didn't even want to go to tutoring. This might be too loud for that. She didn't even want to go to tutoring. So she really didn't want it. She was just kind of like, seriously, I'm out of school now and I've got to go to tutoring. So I thought I had a Japanese book here. Where did I put it? So I was late to tutoring. 2 freaking days. I was late to tutoring. And you like the tissue? Do you don't think it's too loud for the front of this book? You don't think like if it's going to be like the cover, like, and this is going to be the first page of the journal, you don't think it's like too loud? I mean, I guess I could do it. She won't care. You know what? I'm making this for me, right? And I'm not really making it for her because I'm giving it to her as a gift, but I'll go ahead and put it in. So you guys, it's like almost like I was like on a different timeline than anybody else. Not even in the same ballpark. So I was like, this week has been really ridiculous. So it was all I could do to get that damn video made. You guys, I was like, part of me was like, ah, screw it. And the other part of me was like, no, you should do it. You know, just try your best. And so I did it. Anyway, it was ridiculous, to say the least, to have that be the comment that I get. Oh, you're probably something, the technique I created. Now, I love how people just come to art and then they think that they made it all up instead of like realizing art has been around for thousands and thousands of years. Just like cooking and recipes and everything else. It's kind of cool tissue. I have it in a bunch of colors. They gave her, I don't even remember what the present was, but somebody gave it to her. But I said, oh, I like the tissue. She said it was probably the best part. You space out on soccer signups? Oh my God, that is. Hey, I invented metallic paper. You had solar flares? We had solar flares this week? Is that why I'm mindless? I can blame it on the solar flares? Oh, Laura, it's like, you guys, I have not been myself. I don't know what it is. I've been like, I don't know, been in La La Land. Right? Is it a full moon in a few days? Somebody wrote me yesterday, it's going to be a full moon. I was like, oh, okay. Because I don't keep up with any of that. I do not. Did any of you guys, I wanted to buy, I never get her stuff. I never get it. And I don't need anything, but I wanted to buy. Did you see that Gina at the Bookery had made some little journals? I wanted to buy one. Guys, I totally spaced out. Didn't even get to, I don't even know how much they were. Well, they might have been out of my price point. But I don't even know how much they were, but I didn't even get there to get one. I was like, seriously? That's how bad, Come on. Did anybody buy one? Yeah. Elizabeth says, I haven't been myself for years, so I figure I'm a whole new person by now. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm with you. Me too. Me too, Laura. I don't trust Google either. At all. I don't trust them either. Did anybody get one of those journals? Were they like super full moon on Monday and Mercury in retrograde? Oh, okay. Oh, send it to me, Sharon. I don't know what the solar flares. I don't know what the solar flares do with you. Sherry says she heard the strawberry moon is supposed to screw around with people's moods. Oh, like we need any extra help. I love you, Denise. Denise says the cavemen and Egyptians did their work on cave walls. When I was little, I drew on the walls and got in trouble. Marilyn says I invented Google. I love you guys. Thanks for being my peeps. I'm sorry I vented you guys. It was just, you guys, I was like doing so lucky. I was like, see, this is what I get. It's like, no good deed goes unpunished. I was like, this is what I freaking get for like even trying to do that damn video hop. I was like, frick this, man. I was like, oh my God. Seriously. I was like, what is wrong with me? Why did I, you guys, we didn't even eat till really late last night because my hottie and the little one were watching Captain Marvel. I told you guys he wanted to go see that Avengers movie, and he had asked me a few weeks ago. You guys, it was like, how long was it? Was it like 3 hours long? You guys, I like the Avengers, but I didn't feel like sitting in a theater for 3 hours. I said to him, you go and enjoy yourself. And, but whatever. So he didn't go to the movie, and then, of course, it's not here now. So he was upset about that yesterday. That's why he didn't bother to look for his clothes. What if he wanted to do, Laura? Oh, your mom let you turn one of your bedroom walls into a giant arting space for you when you were... Aww. And when your folks divorced, she had it in her own house. Oh, Laura, that's awesome. Yeah, and I did that with my kids, too. They could draw on the walls. I didn't have an issue with it. Oh, that's so awesome. No, I let my kids do that. In the house we owned. Not if we didn't own it, I wouldn't. But even if we didn't own it, I might let them do it. You know why? Because you can always paint it. Okay, maybe that is an awesome inside cover. It'll be, because, it was her friend that gave her this crazy tissue, so she'll be like, oh, you recycled my tissue. Hi, Jean. I saw you. I saw your picture of you holding the baby. Now, who is this baby? Who is this beautiful baby? That beautiful baby you were holding. Oh my God, you guys. So funny. So funny. So freaking funny. My life. You guys have my life pegged. Between the Floby and, you know, and the lady who told me that she created art transfers. Oh my God. So that happened to me. And another thing, so I made these soda can earrings, you know, with the die cutting machine, okay? And I made a video of it. And I'd been making these for years until I made a video of it. I mean, even before I made a video of it. And this other YouTube artist basically said the same thing. And then I Googled. I had never seen. First of all, I wasn't subscribed to her channel, and second of all, I didn't know who she was until I got into a group and she was in it. And second of all, it's like so then after that, I was like, how I learned to make them was there was a girl here in Maui that used to. So this friend of mine, I told you guys I used to sell art. My soda can earrings are pretty ridiculous, right? I used to sell higher end jewelry. I'll find some of it sometime and show you. I really don't have much left, but anyway. And you know, I used to go. They have all these like little fairs, craft fairs, and all kinds of stuff. But she's your great niece. She's beautiful. She's so beautiful, Jane. Oh, that's awesome, Marilyn. Marilyn said she had an art room growing up. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday were art nights, no TV. Sounds great. That sounds so awesome. Hi, Doreen. So what am I going to put on this? So I used to go to these art fairs, okay? I used to go to them and sell my jewelry. And I would get super discouraged because there was a girl next to me that made like plastic jewelry, like easy bake oven kind of plastic jewelry. I'm not criticizing it, but like a step above Shrinky Dinks. And she would make, people would buy, and it wasn't particularly good. I mean, I think I have decent taste, you know, but it wasn't like I would never wear it. It wasn't particularly good. And she would make a ton of money. And here, this like metalsmithed art jewelry that I would spend a long time. And they were beautiful pieces. I mean, I would eventually sell them, but you know, so I was kind of discouraged. So I was complaining to this friend of mine about it once. I was like, I have to rethink my stuff. I said, I've got to rethink it. I said, I can't go and spend all day at these art fairs and make, you know, a couple $100 and it costs me all my time and energy. When the girl next door to me, who basically had her like easy bake ovens thing that ran off of a generator, she made her art literally in a kid's easy bake oven. She used to bring it out there and just like melt her plastic and then poke a hole in it and you know, put a jump ring through it and some findings that she didn't even make, right? So I was like telling this friend of mine, and she said, well, why don't you make these? And so she was the first person that ever showed it to me. So this is probably like 8 or 9 years ago. And she had a die cutting machine. I didn't own a die cutting machine. She had a Sizzix with those big fat dies. And, I think it was called an Ellison or something. I think Sizzix owns a company called Ellison or something. I don't know. Anyway, she had this die cutting machine. She was from England. And so she had this, and so she had these big fat dies, and she was like, here. And so then I started making these soda can earrings, and I would package them. If I can find, what I did was, which was really cool, she would like help me think it all out so I could streamline it so it was super easy. So I would make a business card, and then I'd poke 2 holes in it, like a colored business card, and on the back it would have all my information. And on the front was just like the solid color. And then I put the ear wires through the little holes and put the little plastic backings on them, and I stuck them in these sleeves. And I made, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of pairs of them. And I used her die cutting machine. So then fast forward, I get on YouTube And I'm like, well, what am I going to, I was doing some holiday fair or something. And I said, oh, for one of the kids' schools. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make those earrings because, basically you're taking your recycling and making it into something, and it's not, I don't remember how much it cost me, but not a lot. Sometimes I would put semi-precious stones on them and that sort of thing. And sometimes not, you know. So I am going to sew this, I think. Sew it down. I'm not going to do it right now, but I think I'm going to sew it down, and I'll put something in the pocket. So she showed me how to do it. So I made that video, and then I got this message that said, oh, you must have seen my XYZ video. No, I didn't even know who this person was. I mean, I met her in a Facebook group, No, I haven't seen your video. I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel. So this is perfect. I have F for fork. This is going to be perfect. This is going to be perfect for this journal. And so I was like, seriously? So then I Googled on YouTube. I said, soda can earrings or whatever. You guys, they've been on there for like since YouTube started. So I was like, oh my God. Why would this woman, just because we share a Facebook group, think that I didn't even know she had a channel? I was like, no, I haven't seen your video, but I'm happy to go look at it. Whatever. It's like, seriously. Seriously. So anyway, I didn't make a lot of money, but I made Flobies. You're good. Your hubby and your center gone for today, Doreen. Oh, good for you. Denise said she got in trouble when she was in school because she liked to eat paste. It came with its own spoon. Okay, attached to the lid. Oh my God. Hi, Kennedy. I think everybody ate paste. I think everybody ate that paste. I remember sitting next to a kid in school, and he always ate it. And it had that minty smell. Oh, the smell of it. I think about it now. I never tried it. Guys, I was not ever trying it. Flow birds and easy bake oven. Flow bees and easy bake oven. But Jean, you can totally relate, right? Jean makes beautiful jewelry. She's a really, really good artist. You guys should go over and check out her channel, Jean Peter Artist. I don't know how many, do you have any jewelry tutorials on your channel? She's an amazing artist, and I'm sure you can relate. It's like, okay, it's like somebody who spends hours and hours and hours quilting. You know how hard quilting is, right? And when you hand quilt, and even if you machine quilt, how hard it is. And then, so you're quilting all these, you have these handmade quilts, and then right next to you is somebody who's basically taking scraps of fabric and just sewing them right in front of your face, and then selling them, and you're not selling the stuff that took you a long time, right? So it's ridiculous. Hey, Lala. Oh my gosh. What? I'm just looking to see if there's any dishes or anything I can put on this. I guess I could just make collages and then just put the fork thing on the other side. Oh my gosh. So this morning he only got some scrambled eggs. That was it. I made him some scrambled eggs and some bacon. How many of you guys have an air fryer? It is ridiculous. How many of you guys have an air fryer? So I made the mistake. So I have to be super careful about what I say to my hottie, because he'll just go get it. And and you know how you can comment and say, oh, I think that's cool. I can't say anything like that to him because he'll actually go buy it. So I guess at one point in time, my 12-year-old was really into eating French fries, like homemade French fries. And I guess I was tired of frying them because of all the oil and stuff. So I must have made a statement and said, I want an air fryer. So the next thing I know, he goes and he buys me an air fryer. Well, initially when I first got it, I was kind of like, oh, it was like, I use it every day. You don't remember for Christmas, but you had your daughter take it back. You didn't even try it. It's in the box. Elizabeth, break it out, girl. Break it out. You got yourself locked in the basement, Kennedy? Oh, no. Blame it on the ghost. Ooh, girl, salt your room. Put some salt in your room. Can I tell you guys, it is the best thing I've ever had. I can make, now when my daughter was here, so he bought it, and I was kind of like, but when my daughter, the one that's in California on her way to China, I'm waiting for her visa, when she was here, she cooked all kinds of chicken and everything in it all the time. And I have to tell you, I cook bacon in it every single day. I put bacon in it. I put it on for 15 minutes. The bacon comes out perfectly crispy. There's no oil mess there. I take out the bottom. I put the bacon grease in a tin, and I just rinse. I scrub it out really quick, and it's done. I've made the best chicken wings I've ever made. I've made hamburgers in it. I've made fried chicken, all kinds of different chickens. I have made French fries in it for my daughter. I have made You have to tell your sweetie. I'm telling you, it's like crazy because what's good for me is like this morning I got up and I put the bacon in and I shut the little thing and then I went off and did whatever and I started the coffee and then I went off and ran around looking for the shirt that never materialized. I think I'm going to put this on the other page. I think I'm going to put it on the page. I'm going to put the recipe on. I need to do some art on this. I just don't know what I want to put on here. I went off and did whatever I had to do, and then I came back and I heard the buzzer. The bacon was done. It was like, okay, well, let me just scramble him some eggs, and I'm telling you, it was nothing. I was like, how is this? Like, it was ridiculous. I don't know. My sister has had one for years, and she always used to say, "Oh, I love it, I love it." And I was always like, yeah. I guess she had the last laugh on me because it is actually good. It is actually good. I think this is going to be one of my pages. It's actually really good. I mean, it was super good. I was like, wow. I was surprised. So surprised. And then I think I can put the recipe on this side. I think I'm going to like this page. So I was surprised. And you can get them now super cheap. Like, they're not expensive. I don't know how expensive they were when my sister bought hers, but they're not expensive now. You can get them just about everywhere. I have to tell you, I use it every day. It's ridiculous. Every single day. It saves me from, like, tons of dishes, that's for sure. And you know what else it saves me from? It's like, when you cook chicken or anything, and the cool thing is you don't put any oil or anything. I mean, this is what you do this is how I do it. I have not gotten a recipe book for one. I probably should have watched some sort of show or something on how to use it. I didn't, but I should. What I did was I just like my daughter, my littlest one loves drumsticks, chicken legs. So I bought a big thing of organic chicken legs, and I have them in the freezer, right? So I'll ask her what she wants to eat, and she'll say, "Can I have chicken and French fries or whatever she wants?" So I said, "Sure." So what I do is I thaw. You can cook it from frozen, but I thaw mine out. But you can cook it from frozen. I have done that when I'm short of time. But I put the chicken legs in. I spray them with olive oil. I have like a little one of those pumps that you can spray. I spray them with olive oil or avocado oil. You can spray it with any kind of oil. And I put some garlic salt on them. That's it. And then I put it in the oven and then turn it on, and halfway through, flip it over, and that's it. It's like amazing, and it cooks it like it's as if you've really cooked it. I mean, it tastes like real fried chicken without any batter on it. It's actually really yum. The skin on the chicken is crispy, and it's really good. So I do make, I don't know if I made lately, besides, I make bacon every day in it almost. I made sausage in it, hamburgers. You could probably cook steak in it. I haven't cooked steak in it though, because we have a grill, so it's easier just to grill outside. What else have I put in there? Oh, I did fried zucchini. Like I did onion rings, zucchini, onion rings, chicken wings. I made buffalo cauliflower. Like instead of buffalo chicken wings, I made buffalo cauliflower. You love to quilt, Sharon? I used to really love to quilt, but I don't really do it much anymore. Yours instructed to use oil? Well, no, this one just says, I mean, it did say like spray your food with, I sprayed mine with like, just sprayed it, you know? You know what an air fryer is? It's like a convection oven is what it is. It's like a convection oven. Yeah, this is just like one whole magazine, and then what I did was I took the pages and I folded them over, and I did them like sort of every other way. I don't know if you can see it. Like this one is folded this way, okay, and then I don't know, and I didn't glue them down really great because I knew I was gonna add pages to it and glue over it, and also I didn't want it to stick together. I don't have an Instapot. I do have a pressure cooker. I have an old-fashioned pressure cooker, and I use it all the time too. Like my oldest daughter called me the other day, and she's like, "Mom, how do I make?" Because we used to eat a lot of rice and beans, and I'm from Texas, you guys. Chili and beans, and beans were like a big staple. That's the hardest part for me on this keto diet is no beans. I guess you could have black soybeans, but I haven't even tried to find them. So anyway, so I always had a pot of rice and beans, like yellow rice and beans and some chicken and, always something like that around no matter what. So my daughter was telling me that her mother-in-law asked her to cook for this birthday, and she said what she was going to make was, Puerto Rican style roast pork, which is called pernil. And she was going to make that, and she was going to make some rice and beans, and she goes, "How long do you have to cook beans if you don't have a pressure cooker? Because in a pressure cooker, you could cook them for like really easy, right? You could cook them, I don't know, I would quick boil, do that quick boil technique where you take your dried beans. I mean, if you soaked them overnight, they probably take about 15 minutes, maybe 20, to totally cook through in a pressure cooker. I don't know about a hot pot. I mean, a Instapot. I started a magazine journal like this a year ago. Well, I was just saying to everybody that my 21-year-old, she's going to start working as a massage therapist, and she wants to buy herself a condominium, and she can't cook. So I thought what I would do is I'd do like a page of art. Maybe I'll write something to her on this page. And then I would do like a page of recipes. So like art and recipes together. And even maybe this time she won't appreciate it, but maybe in 10 years when she's like 31, she'll appreciate it. Sure, I didn't have that kind of one. I had one by Fagor, and I don't even know if they still make them because I've had it for like, you know what? When I left the island for a little while, what I took with me was my pressure cooker. I had 3 of them, 3 pots that had the pressure cooking thing with it. There's a lock on it, and the lid can't come off, and there's nothing movable to shoot off. Hey, Laura V. How are you? Well, no, she swears, my daughter swears that I didn't teach her to cook, but you know what? She never wanted to learn. So I'm just going to write like some super simple recipes in here for her, like my recipes that I make. Mahadi says I cook like I dance, like with abandon, and I don't have it. Like he was asking me how much did I put in, how hot sauce that I put into the coleslaw I made yesterday? I said, I don't know. A little bit. Laura says she's using a magazine journal for her daily this month. Ooh, that's awesome. You guys, you know why? It's because I was like throwing all these magazines out, and I just thought, I need to make her something, and she'll be done. I mean, she takes her test on July 11th, so I have to be finished with it by then, right? I have to be finished with it by July 11th. So, and I thought I would just write some funny like anecdotes to her. So I just need a recipe here. Probably should put some sort of other paper, but I can hold off on that. Let's see what I'm going to do on this one. Let's see what other beautiful pictures Real Simple has in it. So none of you guys saw those. Same thing happens here. A little this, little that. It's hard. Oh, bye, Bunny. Big hugs. Hi, Peggy. You've been crafting all day. You've officially lost your desk. Oh, girl, please. If you saw mine, you'd be like, I haven't. Shelly's like ridiculous. So none of you guys saw how much Gina's journals were. I wanted to, I was like, I've always wanted to have one of her journals, but I don't. So I like this image. But I don't, and I wanted one, but I didn't. You guys, I don't even think she made that many. So nobody saw how much they were? Come on, somebody pipe in. Tell me how much it was so that I can go. It was way out of my budget, and I would never be able to afford it. Laura's saying, Bunny, after you leave the car dealership, you won't have any money for supplies. Crafting supplies. Hey, Vicky, how are you? $60 plus shipping. Oh, that's not bad. Do you think that I bet you there are more now, don't you think? I always love her eclectic style. I'm good, Vicky. You missed my rant, so you missed it. You saw them? Did you see how much they were? I don't need it. You guys, I do not need a journal. I can make my own journal, but I just, you know how like you really like somebody and you just want to support them? You're like, oh, I really like her. You missed my ridiculous rant. I had my rant a minute ago, earlier. Her light and love one, yeah, it is nice. I just like her style, and I like the fact that like she had, you guys. I guess in my head, I would love to be like so organized to save stuff from like she saves. Yeah, it is like collecting an art piece. She saves stuff, and when she like goes, oh, and I found this whatever, and I had it when I was how old, whatever. I have to tell you, that just always amazes me, you know, because you guys, I let go. I am not. I really let go. I know you do. You're awesome, Laura. Laura supports people all the time. I know you do. I want another picture of some like really like fun food to put in here. Not that I'm going to make that recipe, but I don't hold on to things. Gina's is the Rebookery channel. She is the Rebookery channel. I'm not going to put ice cream because that would be torturous to her because she cannot eat dairy. What is this? Salted pineapple lime granada. No mango pound cake. What else is going on in my world? besides like house hunting. Oh, so somebody mentioned, why didn't I look into a small house? How many of you guys are obsessed? Oh, she's really cool. Mary Lou, she's really cool. Hi, Dorinda. You're arting with your Safia beauties. I have some Safia stuff, and I love her stuff. We have to support each other, Laura. I mean, we're the forefront of everything, and I totally agree. I totally, absolutely agree. What was I going to tell you? So the small house thing. Okay. So I am obsessed with watching those people that live in a van. Have you guys watched that? Sharon says she wants to make a 60s journal. Awesome. Well, thanks for listening to us, Dorinda. Hopefully you missed my rant. Anyway, have you guys, I'm obsessed with that. Charlie, no. I am obsessed. You guys, absolutely obsessed with, those people that live in vans. I mean, not that I'm ever going to live in a van. You guys, the van might be my craft space, but I could never live in a van. But I'm obsessed with watching them. Don't ask me why. Is that the stupidest thing ever? Oh, you too? Tiny houses and vans, right? Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. You heard part of my rant? Oh, Dorinda, please. I was just like having my moments because I've had no sleep. Anyway, I am obsessed with watching those videos. It's so stupid, but I'm totally obsessed. Totally obsessed. Ridiculous. Ridiculously obsessed. It's ridiculous. I don't know if this is going to go in here. I should have found all my other food magazines. I wasn't thinking, you guys. I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking I was going to make some art. Maybe I'll put some of this in here. I mean, seriously obsessed with those things. And watch the camping thing. Oh, me too. Oh, I don't know what it is. You guys, I don't want to live in my house is small enough. And I have kids. And, you know, I love my family. And I'm close to them. So I would never want to not have a place. I would never want to not have a place where my kids couldn't come, you know? And hopefully one day, grandkids. I mean, you know, my kids always tell me that I had my own grandchild when I had my youngest daughter. So that's kind of their joke with me. They're like, you had your own grandchild. I love these magazines, these veranda and magazines like this. You watch Tiny Living. I have too much stuff. I could never live that way. I mean, I can get rid of it all, but I don't know. It seems like it follows me. How many of you guys have stuff that follows you? You're like, okay, I'm good to go. And then the next thing you know, you have, yes, I watch her. Genty Fell. So can I ask you, because I don't watch all of them, but I know I saw her baby. He's so beautiful. And the little girl's beautiful too. Why did they disable all the comments on their videos? I mean, I know she mentioned it one time, but I didn't really listen to the whole thing. Peggy says she would love to put a tiny house behind her house as a craft house. No matter where we move, I'm definitely going to get a she shed. I definitely want a she shed. Totally want a she shed. I definitely want a she shed. You watch Rusty? Who's Rusty? I don't even know if I know Rusty. Who's Rusty? You have to tell me who is, Laura. Maybe I'll want to watch Rusty. Is Rusty someone to watch? I like this page. Is Rusty someone to watch? You guys, I'm like obsessed with this tiny house. So I thought about it. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to put in perspective of how expensive it is to live here. So I found a piece of land. Not a big piece, by the way. The land is $475,000. I think it's a third of an acre. $475,000. That's with nothing on it. So if I built a small house, a 500 square foot house, which is basically like a kitchen and 2 small bedrooms, right? is 75,000. So if you build 1,000 square foot, it goes up to, and that's without like fixtures. Stop yourself. Stop. Charlie, come here. Like, she can't stop herself. So, like, if you, that's without fixtures or anything. So if you bought one, like you did and that's like one of these like little, they call them, prefabricated homes where they build them somewhere else and bring them here. You leave stuff everywhere and you still have too much. I hear you. Oh, I'll have to look him up. Laura says Rusty is a full-time camper that goes around interviewing others who camp in vans and campers, etc. Well, all I can tell you is that I have an issue. I really enjoy watching those videos. Ridiculous. So ridiculous. Those little camping, like, so if somebody says to me, did you see my art project? I probably know, because I was busy, like, watching people living in a van. Oh my God. I told you, true confessions. True confessions. So, I've thought about it. Like, if we found a reasonably priced piece of land that's not too far away, but then you have to get water. Either you have to have a catchment, which I wouldn't be so bad with that, except that I would want a composting toilet because the majority of your water ends up. I was busy watching people. I totally was, Laura. I told you, true confessions. I must have saved this magazine for all the patterns. I mean, I love all this. I like to cut up and use it in my thing. Oh, that's beautiful. To cut it up and use it in my journals. Probably saved it for the chairs. I have a thing for chairs. Can I tell you? I don't even know why. It's ridiculous. So, I want another picture, but I'm finding these are all amazing houses, amazing, beautiful homes. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, it's a toss-up whether we buy one that's already built or whether we attempt to build our own. I mean, it's not such a bad idea to build your own. I love this. What am I going to do? Maybe I'll paint on this. So that's kind of like where we've been, like, vacillating back and forth. We've also been waiting for, like, the last of our kids to get out of college. Is that terrible? An acre in Kansas is $1,200 to $4,000. Oh no, the acre I'm talking about isn't even like an acre other people would want. It's just like what I find affordable, and I'm not so high maintenance, so I wouldn't have an issue like living in a less than perfect place. Do you know what I mean? By less than perfect, I mean, like, it takes a while to get to some place, or, there's no bad places to live here, honestly. It's just, I thought I had a Japanese book, but I guess I don't. I mean, how could I not have a Japanese book? I thought I had one here on my desk, but I don't. I think I'm going to glue this down before I put anything else on it. Have you guys ever subscribed to, one of my friends, like, loves old Victorian homes, which I do too. I don't know if I'd love the work that went along with having to restore one, but I do definitely have a thing for, Victorian homes or old homes. There's a Facebook page that is like homes under $50,000. Has anybody seen it? And they show you homes all over the world, not over the world, but all over the U.S. that are $50,000 or under. Isn't that crazy? And it always marvels me that you can actually get a home for $50,000 somewhere, because you couldn't. I mean, I'm definitely going to glue pages on top because the paper's so thin on this Oprah. I think I've jelly printed on Oprah magazines before, but painting directly on it without the jelly plate, the jelly plate takes so much of the paint off, not a lot sticks on. You can get your paint really thin. That might be the key. Otherwise, all the pages are going to buckle. And although I don't mind it, and you give it as a gift, she probably would mind it. I'm always marveling that when people can buy a home for $50,000 or under. Land's not cheap in Jersey. I imagine that's not because you're so close to New York, right? I don't know, you guys. The house will come. I know it will. Do you guys ever feel like sometimes like your life is kind of in limbo because you're waiting on something? It's kind of how I feel about this house thing. Because I've kind of sort of put it in motion, like kind of insisted on it. And so I think it's like one of those things that because I've like put it in motion and sort of insisted on it, that I'm like trying to hold out for it. Like I just and we could buy a different type of home, but I have something in my mind and maybe it's just unrealistic, but how many of you guys are like that? It's ridiculous here, you guys. You should Google Maui real estate sometime and just see. It's really ridiculous. I have a friend though that built a 200 square foot house. She and her son live in it. He's little though. He's only I think like 6 or 7. And she totally built it and she got away with like this really cool thing here. Like if I didn't know this, but she was like telling me all about it because I guess she bought a piece of property. I don't know how long ago, several years ago, I guess. For a while, there was a big real estate slump back. I can't think so, like maybe 7, 8 years ago. And she must have bought it then, or purchased it and paid. And so she finally paid it off not that long ago. And she was like me. She was looking at building housing alternatives or whatever. And she realized that she didn't want to be in debt. Like her thing is she didn't want to be in debt. She's a single mom. She wants to be able to spend as much time with her kid as she can. And she didn't want to be in debt, which I totally admire, right? And so she built it herself, this 200 square foot house, and it's amazing. But the key that she told me, sorry, I'm looking for all my crap that I put around here. The key that she told me to building a house here was that if you can keep your house small and you can put your house on wheels, you don't need any permitting for it. So I guess she built had a structure built underneath her house that keeps it on wheels. So she didn't need any permitting. All good things come to those who, yeah. I was talking to my friend about it the other day. I was like, I don't know why I'm so house obsessed. And she goes, because you're probably just sick of all the stuff that you have to do. And I said, I guess it's really like if I'm going to go and spend my day outside trying to tame the jungle in our front yard, I want it to be my house. She said, yeah, that's probably it. So, I don't know. She did, so I don't think I could live in 200 square feet. That's why I started looking at the 500 square feet thing, because in some areas here, when they're ag lots or they're agriculturally zoned, you can have small homes with no permitting. You have to follow these other guidelines. I don't know. Because everything's like a racket here. You guys are too funny. So what are you guys working on? Tell me what you're working on. Since you guys got to hear all my ridiculous rants for the day, what are you working on? Laura, is it an art journal that you made into a magazine journal, or is it like your daily, like a December daily kind of thing, like your daily journal? these pages might have been worse than the magazine page because they're so thin. They're those encyclopedia pages I tore out. Yeah, it's the permits. It's it's the other side of the thing. The permitting thing is like really hard here. Got I have a friend who's been building a house here for like 7 years, and anyway, I don't know. He pissed somebody off somewhere. You're working on a beverage. Oh, good for you. No journal, more of a planner. Oh, cool. That's cool. I don't know, you guys. Maybe it's time for me to go back to work. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, my partner, he's like go back to work outside of the house, outside of here and outside of my freelance gigs. Um, I don't know. I've been talking to my partner about it, and he thinks it's a stupid idea. He thinks that, I mean, he supports anything I want to do, but he's like, why would you want to do that? Because it just takes you away from yourself and doing all the things that you love to do. She's right about that, but I don't know. You've been waiting to get a new dock built since last year. Oh my God, because of permits? Oh, that's horrible. Laura says she's currently hanging with the guys. Doing backgrounds in your daily. It's the creative daily journal that you do every day. Awesome. Dorinda says she's painting boxes now, covering with trims and applique, gonna give them away as prizes. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, but they're beautiful. Yeah, I've done one. Have you gone over? Denise is asking, has anybody done an en masse journal? Have you gone over to look at Carla Cage Fish's channel? She has one called a scavenger hunt book, and it's really cool. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that is where Shannon Green got her inspiration from. But I might be wrong. I think I remember hearing her say that, but I could be wrong. I have done one. I have enough images now. I could probably do 50 of them. You're going to do a video when you're done? Oh, good. I can't wait to see it. Laura says she thought not working was tough, but she adjusted to it. You're grateful and comfortable not working now? Well, you're in a different place than me, Laura, because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Part of me thinks that if I was working that I wouldn't have so much time to think about all these things that I think about. Driving myself crazy. Things are relative. I agree with you. I mean, they are. And I don't know logistically what I would do if I really was. I mean, that's the other thing. I don't know what I would do because I have my little one, and she, I mean, yeah, right now she's home, but, driving her to and from school, like, who would I get to do all that or help me do that? Or I'd have to work near where she goes to school, and she kind of goes to school in a remote area of the island. I thought I was going to go work with this lady. I got super excited. I kind of put it out in the universe that I wanted to go back to working in a gallery, and so I thought I was going to work with this lady that has an art and jewelry gallery in the town where my daughter's school is, and I got so excited. And I put all my energy into it, and then the lady freaked out. She was like, because I guess she doesn't really work well with others, and she sort of put it out there that she wanted somebody, and I guess I showed up and said, okay, I'll do that, or whatever it was. What was the cool thing about it was that I could have my own art in her little space and just pay a portion of her rent, and then anything I sold would be mine. And, when on my days that I wasn't there, she would sell my work, and on the days she wasn't there, I'd sell her work. Well, I'm a really good salesperson as far as that goes. Like, I've sold art my whole life, and, I'm good at it. And I have lots of clients that come here year round, that come here all the time, and that sort of thing. So I was kind of excited about it because it would be like a focus outside of my life. And you know what I mean? It would be like out every day. And then I don't know what happened. One day she was like all excited. The next day she called me and said, I changed my mind. I think I just need my space by myself. So I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? That's so sweet, Laura. That's a really great thing to say. You're right. It is a gift. It can't be late. That's super awesome. So, what is your daughter doing now that she graduated from school, Laura? Oh, that is sweet. That's a really nice thing to say, Laura. I don't know if these pages were a good idea because they're super thin. I just wanted to paint over some of this, but it is not going to hold any paint with the magazine. I don't know, girls. I don't know. If I knew, I think I would do it. If I knew, I think I would just jump in and do it, but I don't know. One of my friends said to me, can't you just enjoy being home? Everybody in the whole world wants to just stay home and not have to do anything, and you have that option and you're complaining? I said, I'm not complaining. I just feel like I should be doing something more than I'm doing. But what it is, I don't know. Commitment scares you. Oh my God, that's so awesome. That's so awesome, Laura. We'll send her some good juju on that day. I hope she gets the job. It's so good when your kids are happy. Because when they're not happy, you're not happy, right? It's like when your kids are happy, you're happy, and when when they're not happy, you're not happy. Peggy, it is a sense of purpose. It is a sense of purpose. You hit the nail on the head, Mama. But also, too, I've done so many different things in my life. It's like, I don't know. I just want to find the joy of this. Something that I really want to do. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm thinking I might even go back to school. That is the part that's kind of exciting, except I don't know what I want to study. I mean, not go back to school to get a job, but go back to school just to learn, you know? And so I don't know. Hi, Joni. I get it. Joni says she's been out of a job for almost a year and a half, and she's getting bored. Some days she doesn't even get excited to craft. Girl, I totally feel you. Oh, that's so sweet. Laura says, thanks for asking about her daughter. Everyone knows about her son in the stream, but she's your heart too. She's her heart too. She's been her mom longer than she was walking the earth alone. Oh, Laura, that is so sweet. Sherry says she's looking for her sugar daddy, her mansion. His side, my side, meet in the middle, of course, a house cleaner and a cook. Oh, yeah, and pays for all my crafting. Hey, girl can dream, right? You're so funny. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm a little like you, Joni. It's not that I'm bored. It's just like, okay, so I was kind of excited about the gallery thing. The one thing I wasn't excited about, okay, all fairness, the one thing I wasn't excited about
was having to make a whole new line of stuff that I don't, a whole new line of products because I don't have any. I have a few pieces, but I don't have like a lot made. So I wasn't looking forward to like cramming all that within a short period of time. But I was gonna do it, so I got a bunch of new, I got a bunch of new sheet metal, and I was getting all excited to make it and everything else. I'm glad that she said it to me before I had made a whole line of stuff. I could rent my own space and do my own thing, but then I see that the appeal to me with her was I only had to be there a couple of days a week. But see, if I do it on my own, we're a tourist area, so you pay a crazy amount of rent, and then you have to be there. Like, basically, you're married to that space all that time, right? Like, you can't really be gone. So I was like, kind of like, that's why I haven't done that, because I don't want to be stuck somewhere. You're thinking about going back to school too? Taking classes again, commitment. Oh, you're so funny, Elizabeth. Oh, do it, Laura. Do it, do it, do it. That sounds awesome. Do it. If that's where your heart's calling you, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I'm only covering this because I'm going to cover it up again, but this paper, I don't even know if this paper is going to hold paint. It's so thin. I don't know. I've always, like, there's a couple things, like, there's things that I've always wanted to learn that I haven't learned yet. And I don't know. They rent out a space for $100 a month, Joni? That sounds like a deal, girl. A 10 by 10 space. And what do you have to go man it, or do they have somebody that does the selling for you? It's like one of those antique mall kind of things where I'm gonna have to put something over this paper. This paper should test it out and see how paint does on it, because it is like it's like so paper thin, and it's probably just because it's old. You know what? You can take almost, I think you can take any course. You can take any course. I think you can take any course at like Harvard for free, as long as you're not doing it for credit. I think you can take any. I think you can take any. I'm sorry, my daughter's texting me. You guys have to go over and look at Susan Taylor Brown. She did her hashtag summer art reboot was fabulous. She made, let's see, what did she make? She made like these embellishments. Like, she's doing a whole series on creating your stash. And let me see, what is her video entitled? You guys go over and watch her. She's like super awesome. Why can't I get to? Here, I'll show you. Let me see what it says. Gosh, the ads that come up on this thing are so stupid. She did Love Summer Art Reboot, Easy Dried Flower Specimen Tags for Junk Journals. And they're beautiful. And her YouTube channel is Susan Taylor Brown. Here, let me see if you can see it. Let me see. I have to go. See, here's her YouTube channel, Susan Taylor Brown. Go watch her video. She made these like really cool. Hang on, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can just fast forward it so you can see what she made. You don't have to hear all of it, but let's see. I don't know how to make it bigger on my phone. See, this is why I suck at this. See, she made these. Can you see them? So cool, right? I love Susan. She's awesome. But you should watch her. You should watch her hashtag video. It's hashtag Love Summer Art Reboot. Easy dried flower specimen tags for junk journals. They're beautiful. She really did this. It was incredibly beautiful. She's awesome. Oh, and there was this lady. Oh my gosh. What did she make? You guys have to go over and see her. She doesn't have hardly any subbies. Who is she? Let me find it. Let's see if this is it. No, where is it? Maybe I deleted it. You know how Gmail piles all your stuff up one on top of the other? And then when you look at it on your phone, it's all... Where is it? Who is she? You have to see her. She's a really good artist. I don't even think she has 10 subbies. Let me see. Well, let me see if I can find her. She's so good. Bye, Elizabeth. Big hugs. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the great laughs, Elizabeth. You're so awesome. Hang out. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Bye, Elizabeth. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. You're what? You're trying to throw away an empty box of mini ice creams, but you keep looking at it like it keeps looking like a journal to you. Oh, girl, please. The struggle is real. We all have that issue. I have it. I have had like, oh my God, I can't even tell you. I did recycle a bunch of boxes the other day. Tons of boxes because I had so many. And some of them were like really difficult to let go of. Some of them were like, oh my gosh, I'm letting go of this box. And let me see if I can find this lady. She's so worth subscribing to, you guys. She's a really beautiful painter. And she wrote the nicest thing to me. Hang on, let me see. Let's see. All right, let's see, where is it? How many of you guys belong to the Creative Arts Collaboration? It's a really great group of people to belong to. Really, some really experienced YouTube artists there that will definitely inspire you and definitely keep you okay. So hers is her. Let's see what is her YouTube channel's name. Okay, it is Art Jilly. Let me see if I can Let me see if I can share this. You guys go and check her out. She's got a really cool. She does this beach painting, which is really lovely. But she has like, I don't know. You're in the dark. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, please. Can you still hear me? What did I do? What did I do? I must have like moved something. Huh. That's ridiculous. Let's see. I don't know what I did. I do not know what I did. You can hear me, but you can't see me. Okay, the screen is black. I don't know what I did. I tried to move my desktop, and I may have to try and come back and stream. It may not do it again. I know my camera says it's working. And I'm still black. All right, I'm gonna shut down and reboot. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I don't know what I did when I moved my camera. I must have done something. I mean, when I moved my thing. I'll be right back. Come back and find me. Love you guys. Hey boo, how are you? I'm streaming. You can say hi. You gonna make yourself some breakfast? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. That sounds good.
Yeah, you're gonna make another mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
I put it back to work.
Mm-hmm. He found a shirt too. That was ridiculous. Isn't that the most ridiculous? Yay, I'm back. I have to go back and find it myself. This is so ridiculous. You guys, I don't know how to use... Does anybody know how to use this new YouTube thing? I suck at it. Totally suck at it. I suck at... I'm back and now I'm gone? Huh. Well, it says I'm streaming. Let's see, where is it? It says I'm streaming. I'm gone again now? Alright, let me reboot. Let me reboot everything and I'll be back. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's probably time for me to get new equipment.